Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. She's just typing. You hear her over there typing away.
I got business.
That's the sound of business over there, Tom. Well, welcome to the show, everybody.
Only a couple days left on our charity auction, tomanddangiveback.com. There are, how many total auction items are there?
Auction options? Let's see.
It's like
The only thing we don't give back is fog machines. Boom.
You still got it. It's Daniel now.
I do have it.
Daniel's
Have
got
I had it longer than you now? I haven't. That's
No, I had it
all.
for 1 year.
Okay,
basically.
so I have to do a year and a day.
Yeah.
Okay, you have
And
my
then you
word.
give it to Sam.
A year and 1 day, I will show up at Tactical Hat's doorstep and I will deliver the fog machine and the new. I bought a new jug of fog juice.
Okay.
For it, premium fog juice.
So if you want to bid on any of the, I'll call them excursions, right? That's what Cruise calls it.
Excursions.
When
When I was a kid, I thought excursions were amazing. When I was a kid going on cruises, I was like, excursions, that's for rich people. It was only when I became an adult I realized that excursions are just small trips for poor people off of cruise ships.
yeah, not that good.
Yeah, it's not that good.
You're riding a SE dune buggy through the ghetto.
You're like, I'm on a jet ski, but it's not a good one. And everyone around me is miserable, but everything's painted to look pretty cool.
And you're like, this life jacket doesn't even work, and if I kill myself on this, there's no recourse.
But here's why it works. Here's why it works. Because even poverty and touring it is fun on a jet ski.
Yeah. And better to do it, like, if you rent jet skis.
Dune buggy, jet ski.
You rent jet
They're
skis.
the official vehicles of Caribbean poverty, right? You get on those, you tour the poverty.
Yeah.
You come home.
Well, they know the market. They're like, cruise ships, you're poor people like jet skis, rent jet skis.
Cruise ships are floating Walmarts.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Except for Viking. That's a Target.
Okay.
Viking Cruise Line. They do rivers. They do a lot of rivering.
Oh, no, you get in the rivers. Now you're talking. You're rich at that.
No, but
you do a river cruise.
The river
fancy.
cruises are like, what are you, Neiman Marcus, maybe?
We need to talk to Tony. He probably won't talk to us about some of the cruise lines.
He's probably mad at me right now for saying that cruises are the Walmart of the sea. But
no,
they are.
We said that when we were doing cruises.
And I'm the only person on this GD show, and yes, I cleaned up my language a touch, that admittedly says that he enjoys and loves Walmart. I went last weekend to buy all my camping equipment, and I was in heaven.
I went to Walmart.
All the Legos. They have 9 aisles of Legos at Walmart, and that's why Walmart rules.
I went to Walmart last night.
You bougers out there, you're like, people of Walmart, they can't go to Walmart. I have to go to Target. Walmart rules.
Here is how they've effectively changed the game at my local Walmart.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you in? I thought you were a Target man.
The self-checkout.
Yes.
Because last night, Crystal has some sort of cold. I can't taste, smell. I don't know what it is.
I heard of that.
Going around.
I heard of that.
And then
you were complaining of that on our ride home from Sanford, and then I think I got a little bit of it too. I think it's happening again.
And then she wanted some sort of cold medicine, and then
it's called wine.
And they only had it at
That's
Walmart.
what I want. That's what I want when I'm sick. Just give me the booze. Give me the White Claws.
And she's like, they don't keep this at CVS. It's only at Walmart. And
so the good stuff's at Walmart. The real drugs are at Walmart.
And so I ran up there. I went in. I found it, self-checkout, didn't even have to.
You were scared, weren't you? You didn't text me. Normally, he would have texted me. He'd be like, I'm going someplace I hate Walmart. I can't go there.
I was like, this is not bad, because I went in there, got the cold medicine, self-checkout, walked out, nothing.
I love Walmart.
Pretty empty.
And I found the people to be very nice and very kind.
Once it's all self-checkout, it's just a giant
Not that matters.
Just a giant warehouse, no mask in the Castleberry Walmart.
Yeah, mine is a
Walmart, no mask.
Mine's a good, it's a 60-40.
Well, the employees wear them. I'm just saying the customers.
It's fine. A little McDonald's action, optometrist.
It's just a warehouse of cheap stuff that you could self-checkout and buy, and then I'm back at it.
Memory test, hotshot. What's the official camping brand generic of Walmart?
Generic?
Yeah, generic camping brand Walmart. Go, generic camping
Ozark
brand.
Mountain.
Ozark Trail. You were very close. Very close. You, sir, not on the board.
Well, I hate Walmart. So I
got one of their fake Yetis. I knew it was Ozark something.
Should we get to our guest at all? Or?
Yeah.
Spending time on the radio. I really like the Tom and Dan Show. Time to learn of what I'm missing.
What'd you miss?
The next segment is a girl I'm kissing.
you on the Tom and Dan Show.
Remember back in the day how hard it would be to actually get a reoccurring segment on the radio?
We flipped that. We changed that.
Supposed to mean?
We changed
I'm just saying
that.
it.
We changed that.
I
Are
don't
you
even-
saying that she's not talented enough to have her own segment on the radio?
No.
We made it affordable for everybody to have their own segment. We're the affordable segment guys. If you want a segment on the
Kastrima.
radio, come talk to us, the affordable segment guys.
Kastrima, how hard was it to get this segment on the show that you've been doing?
I actually take it very serious. I didn't take a job subbing today because it's snowing anyway.
No, you
And
took a snow day then.
Yes.
Well, whether or not you take it seriously,
She
that's
just sent me an email. We know.
Just one email.
That's hard, man.
That's hard.
Okay, I'd like to see you send an email, hotshot.
That's true. I've
no,
seen him try to send
Yeah,
emails.
it takes him
I'm
3
just
hours
saying.
to send an email to Paul.
Like back in the day, in my day, getting on the radio, I mean, first you'd have to pay for it because the damn corporations controlled the
Well, you would have
airtime.
hazed her to get the segment anyway. To get the segment that she has now on this premium blowtorch of a podcast, she would have needed to come in here, show us her boobs, do a cartwheel with no panties on.
Oh, yeah,
We'd
yeah,
be
yeah,
tasing her. We'd
See,
like,
but I'm like, I need to have more females on the show, so I'm booking Kastrima left and right.
Nah, yeah,
no,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not the way they would have been booked. She would have been in a French maid
Yeah,
outfit. I
yeah,
would have
yeah.
flushed her head in the toilet. You know, like I want to do the stuff.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
do the stuff that we. Would you come in
Yeah.
here, show us your boobs in a French maid outfit? I'll flush your head in the toilet.
Yeah.
before I got married, yes, I probably would have because I sewed my wild oats in Florida.
Okay, let's not do any nudity, but let's do French maid and head flushing.
Kastrima, were you a flasher at the old parties and bike fests?
Yeah, your bike fest. You sound like a bike fest flasher.
Not usually, but there are pictures of me somewhere of me dancing on a pole on one of my birthdays. I wasn't naked,
Casey.
though.
Is it the Casey Anthony pole at
I had like bra and panties on.
big bra and panties on?
Oh.
You lost your mind.
Damn, girl.
Yeah.
I would give.
Are
I
you
would
in a bar?
I would drain my savings account
No.
if my wife would dance in a bra and panties, but I'll never get that.
I would.
My wife takes her
I-
clothing off and goes immediately into some sort of sarcophagus, like some sort of a hut. What
Well,
do
I
you?
had a friend in high school. Well, she was in high school, and she was on the radio at the Crow. She was an intern, and her name was Megan. And I know because I went to their like studio in Daytona Beach, and I think I met Tuttle back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you met him.
yeah. You know.
Yeah.
He worked at the Crow.
Kind of hard to
for,
miss that guy. He did work.
Yeah, you know what he did? I went up the stairs to go into the little rooms or the studio. She was kind of letting us walk around. And I walked in the room that Tuttle was in, and he was on a rolly chair, like a computer chair. And he
I'm
completely-
editing. Get out of here.
He flipped over and fell on the floor. And like in a couple, I don't know. It's weird.
Wait, what did he do?
He was
He
doing.
just fell out of his chair.
Oh, he's doing like a skit. bit.
Oh, he was trying to impress you because he
Oh,
wanted to
yeah,
see the milkers. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway,
All right, Kastrima.
Let's get into it.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you watching?
Let's get down to brass streams.
What are you streaming?
all right. So I thought I would talk a little bit about sequels and long-awaited sequels and stuff like that, because sometimes they suck, sometimes they're good. So I'll start with Ozark. Are you guys on Ozark at all?
I haven't started the latest season yet.
I watched season 1. Oh, I'm sorry. The latest season, episode 1 of the latest season. Is that 2? Is it just season 2?
This is 3.
3.
This is
yeah.
3.
This is 3.
Can't watch anything serious with Jason Bateman.
My wife gets stressed out. Like I'm like, let's watch Ozark tonight.
too stressed
and then
out,
she's
yeah.
like, it's so stressful. And
Oh,
I'm like,
she's
so
like me.
stressful.
She's I like this.
Yeah.
All right, now finally somebody that understands why I don't want to watch The Sopranos before I go to bed. I don't want to
It's not
see.
serious as Sopranos.
I don't want to have a heaping helping of anxiety and murder before I lay my head on the pillow. Just don't want to do it.
But also, and Kastrima, tell me if you feel like this too. Like, I feel like through the first 2 seasons, they set up Jason Bateman and the wife. I forgot her name. And
Laura Linney.
Yeah.
Laura Linney. Wendy.
to the point where I don't feel bad for them anymore. Like when they like.
Oh yeah, because they're part of the villain.
You're all in it.
Because I'm like, whatever you. It's not like you can't get out. It's like you are, basically at this point, you accepted the reality of what you got into, and you're in it. And whatever happens to you,
Yeah.
you deserve. Like it's because you're in it.
They are, and especially, I'm not going to give anything away, but it's pretty obvious and might already be obvious from the second season, but Wendy's a damn villain.
Oh, yeah.
She is ice cold, you know? She's not nice.
Yeah, like I feel like Tom's kind of right. I guess that is something you would have to watch out for when you're writing this. If you write a story where 0 people are redeemable, and
but
they
I think
just
that's the point of it, though. I think the point was to show how seemingly people that have it all together and like good people could turn evil very quickly.
I get
or
that,
justify
their actions.
But my point is
of protecting their family.
Well, real quick, my point is that I think you just like I don't think that's a good story to tell sometimes. Because if you want to ride this thing for as long as you want, you don't want it to be, well, the die's cast and now let's watch. Let's see what happens. You want to believe that at some point, one of those characters in there still has like enough of, I don't know what you want to call that, to change the narrative a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That's a better story.
And I guess the Jason Bateman, is it Marty? Is it Marty?
Yeah.
Marty, his character, he's likable and you're kind of rooting for him. So it's, he
in the same way as most other anti-heroes that you've had in these type of shows.
Kind of like Breaking Bad and like that, in that kind of element. It's like, even though he's, there are involved in nefarious activity, you kind of like, all right, but he's a good guy and he doesn't mean well and he's not, he hasn't done anything too horrible where you're like, it's kind of like you are basically, it's all under the guise of protecting the family, or like you got yourself in here, we're just trying to do enough so we can get out eventually, so, but it's good, but it is just all stress all the time. And not really.
Some people love that. I think I'm the minority in this. I think most people, Sam, you, even Kristrima, most normal. Yeah, I'm putting that back on me. I think most normal people enjoy these type of shows. They find them exciting. To me, like I had my excitement during the day of just trying to stay alive and work without crying. So getting home at night, to me, I like puppies and Lawrence Welk and music and happier, like.
I think most people are like you, Dan. I don't think most people I know don't enjoy the same television shows that I watch.
Well, even now, I'm not trying to paint myself as like a completely overly sensitive person at all times. I'm not. It's just like even Game of Thrones, like
it's not enjoyable for you. Why do it if it's not fun for you?
Well, there's a part of me, even though with shows that are hyper violent, like I enjoy them. Like Invincible's hyper violent, and I love that show. I think it's phenomenal. But I don't want to come home at like 8:30, 9 o'clock when it's like I'm choosing something to ingest, just like food to put in me to go to bed. It's hard for me to pick the hyper violent and like stressful things because it puts me in I'm too affected by it.
Yeah. My husband's the same way. He likes to watch cooking shows.
I do too.
But he'll watch one episode of Ozark.
Yeah, like do you guys have to do a buffer, Tom? Like, I have to do a buffer. Like, if we watch, Righteous Gemstones is a little more aggressive crime, and I'm really enjoying it.
I'm using that as my buffer right now.
Man, that's a good show. But see, you're more advanced in that world. Like, you like that stuff way more than I do. See, for me, Righteous Gemstones, seeing some people get their heads blown off and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, now I need Maddie Matheson cooking a meatloaf and saying the F word 100 times and making silly jokes. I need something a little less like, hey, you do know you can get your head blown off too, and this is what it would sort of look like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't land on those things as much at night, and if I do, I need something to pull me off of it.
Well, speaking of Righteous Gemstones,
I'm loving that show.
It's great. The new season's great. Me and Dana have been watching it.
First season of Righteous Gemstones is good. This season of Righteous Gemstones, I personally, and I'm not going to say a word about it, I think it's insane. This season is insane.
Good?
Yeah, in a good way. Like the concept.
Walter Goggins is so good. Baby Billy is
Dude,
so good.
I said the same statement.
He's such a great actor.
That's what I said to Andrea last night. There was one scene where, and they're doing some like straight up dramatic stuff and like real heartstringy kind of acting. There's one scene in particular where he's talking to the family, and he's basically, this isn't ruining anything, but Walter Goggins' character, or Walton rather, is he's performing basically any soliloquy that we've heard from any deadbeat family member that we all know who's going to borrow money or needs a place to stay and is coming back into our lives after running away, right?
Yeah.
And he does it so good that I thought I had a relative in front of me begging for my money. I'm like, oh my God. I know you. You're my aunt.
And the new character that they've involved this season, what's his name? The comedian. He's crazy.
Oh, Andre.
Oh.
Andre. What's his? Eric Andre.
Eric Andre.
I wanted to say Andre
Andre
3000.
3000, yeah.
I've been playing a lot of
Right
Outcasts
there.
lately.
Yeah, Eric Andre does a good job because you're right. I thought
He doesn't
Yeah.
go over the top.
Yeah, he's pretty straight.
He plays it
and-
straight.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird to see him in that role. In fact, I wanted him to go crazy, but he doesn't.
It's good. So
Oh, the new Halo. Anybody see the trailer?
I was just talking to my husband about that this morning.
You know, watch it on Nerd Jock.
That I got to finish it finally. That looks really good. It looks good.
again, there are lots of quality stuff on demand for anybody to watch. Right? It's like
Yes,
there's
too
so
much.
much.
Yeah.
So much I
Good.
can't keep up.
What else are you watching, Christrema?
So the other sequel or long-awaited thing, I watched Dexter, the latest and final installment. I know Jimmy 159 loved that show and, like me, hated the ending. And I think that the sequel, this final part, is just what fans wanted.
Is it just
It
going to be
ends-
one season?
That's it. Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's the ending. It's the real ending because the other ending sucked so bad.
Well, wait a minute. No, I would argue.
They're like, hey, we're going to rewrite the
Now,
ending
hold on a
with the whole
second.
series.
No. You don't get to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Like, this is just me saying this. But
It's kinda bobo.
That's BS. You cannot claim that. The ending that
gotta
was your
stick with
first
it.
ending, that's your real ending because that's the one that you went with. You can't come back later and be like, well, wait a minute, that was a dream.
messed up.
That was a dream
To
sequence.
be fair, that's my label I'm giving it. I don't know that that was what they were intending to do necessarily, and I think they intended to do it, but I don't think they did it in such a way that to try to sell the series. It's very good. It's really, really good. It's kind of like the old Dexter.
That's
how
what
it
I've heard is that they basically took okay, we all know the ending that everybody hated where he decides to decide to go be a fisherman or something. He's on a boat.
Lumberjack.
Yeah, he's like a lumberjack or something. He's like, and that. But then what's funny about it is like now people are like, yeah, I'm right back in it. Like I like that. They're like they went back to the old formula. It's like they went back to old Coke instead of new Coke. I love it just as much. We're right back in it. Maybe that's what they should have done. We live at a time where it's easy to do that, right? Oh, we got it wrong. Bring it back and fix it.
Yeah. And the original, there was such a big audience for the first one that there's enough of them to make it worthwhile to begin
Now,
with.
see, I'm not a Dexter fan, so you have to rely on people that really,
never watched
really
it,
like
yeah.
the show. Okay, so here's what I'll go with. Every person I know that really liked the show, our good friend Jim Colbert from the Jim Colbert Show, like that was like he and his wife, like that was like their show. And
Yeah.
I've heard from multiple people that the show is so good now, this one season, that it does make up for the horrible ending. So they did it. The mission accomplished, right? You were able to kind of preserve and do something that I would have thought you can't do. Like once a movie's been out, I don't think you're able to fix it.
Did anybody here, I don't know what made me think of it, but when you're talking about like ending of a series that was not the best for the people who were watching it, I think of
Sopranos is one, yeah.
and then I thought, I was like, did
Game
anybody...
of Thrones is the biggest because it was a major letdown, and everybody
Yeah.
hated. Like even it was a season. It was like a season that people were like, "I hate
The
this
whole last
season.
season sucks.
This whole last season is garbage." Because everybody
not
always said like this was
garbage.
rushed. This
I
is this.
think it was garbage either.
I didn't think it was garbage either.
Yeah,
like,
it's
but
fine.
But you know how people
I
are.
know.
They're like, "This is terrible."
But
Yeah.
did anybody watch that Sopranos movie, The Saints of something?
I did
It's
not.
got
The
James
prequel?
Gandolfini's son in it, right? That plays a younger.
Yeah.
No, because I didn't.
I didn't hear anybody to watch it. It was like
Here-
they came and it was like, oh, this it's tied into Sopranos, a gigantic series that
Yeah.
everybody loved.
I think
and
it was a dud.
It was
Wasn't
too
it
late.
that-
They waited too late to grab me because I love The Sopranos. So they waited too late to get it. And then I watched an interview, and I want to say it was on Fallon or one of the bigger shows with James Gandolfini's son. And he came off really good, but he didn't look like a young Tony to me or whatever. So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I was like, I don't think I need to see it.
So yeah, I guess it just came and went, and that was it. They move on,
Yeah.
and
I've had people that I know say it was really good, but I think the windows are smaller now, right? Like
That would have been 14 years later.
Yeah, see, it's too late.
Yeah,
like
it's too long.
5 years later, boom, you got me, man. 5 years later of me wanting, right, a Sopranos movie. I remember is it David Chase who wrote The Sopranos? I think that's the
know.
correct name. But like, I remember when
Yeah,
they
program
teased
creator
it.
David Chase.
When they teased it, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do a movie." Well, that was like 1 or 2 years after the series, and then it just kind of.
Well,
14 years later, you bring it to me with James Gandolfini's son in it. Oh my God, that's amazing! But
Yeah.
it's too late.
I think the initial movie was going to be like after the series, and it was going
Yes.
to.
Familiar characters.
Yeah, but then James Gandolfini passed away, and then they couldn't do so. They probably thought of the prequel, doing it that way. Are you laughing because I said Gandolfini? I don't know how to say his goddamn last name.
Wait a minute, that's my next meme. I've only done one meme. I did one meme, and it was John Ameriquai, and I photoshopped John Mayer's face on KJ, or JK rather, from Jamiroquai. So it was John Mariquai. I'm going to do this one. James Gandolfini. And I'm going to have Gandalf, but I'm going to Photoshop.
I think you already did this.
I think I've made the joke before, but I haven't made the meme.
Oh,
and the
okay.
kids only relate to the memes. They don't relate to words anymore. You
Oh,
got to have a
okay.
picture
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like 3 words. And then they're like, oh, I'm in.
So, Christrima, I know you like to watch trash TV. So, what kind of trash you been watching?
Yeah, give us the trash.
Dude, I cannot believe you just brought that up. You're my best friend. So I decided to watch trash because I think it was funnier in the beginning. Well, plus I was drinking then too. So every time I did my segment up until May of 2021, I was having a little glass of wine or something.
There you go.
But anyway, I decided to watch a reality show. And I picked that Too Hot to Handle, but I watched the latest season. I haven't seen
Oh, it was trash. Tell me you hated it, Christrima.
I wanted to hate it, Sam. I really wanted to hate it.
Have you
But
watched
it-
the other seasons?
No.
Oh, see,
Mm-mm.
that's why. If you watch the other seasons and then you watch this one like I did, it is the worst season of all.
What is it?
Really? I
Yeah.
have to watch the other one then.
So
Nothing happened on this
So
one.
the show is called Too Hot to
Too
Handle.
Hot to Handle. They get a bunch of singles together that are like super hot guys, super hot girls. They throw them in a house, but they have them under the guise that it's like a dating show or like a hookup show, but they're all staying in the same like beach bungalow.
All right.
But once they get there, they find out that there are rules to the house, and there's this little computer thing that watches them and makes sure that you can't have any kind of sexual contact at all. You can't kiss, you can't have sex, you can't self-gratify yourself at all, or you get money taken away from the house pot.
So,
Yeah, it's pretty cheesy too, Sam. I
Oh.
definitely think.
So wait.
so there's a hammer hand robot watching.
Yes.
Yeah, wait a minute. So
Yeah.
this
I
game
think
is
I can
basically a
sneak-
robot
It's like
trying
an
to watch me
Alexa.
jacket?
They call it Lana, but it's like an Alexa that like watches you.
My God.
all the
Alexa,
time. It's
stop
even-
watching me jacket.
It's even in the bathroom. Yeah, they have cameras in the bathroom.
Yeah, but well, you could hide under your bed
Yeah.
sheets, right?
I
They-
can hide from
they
Alexa.
still show it.
No, but how do
Hold
they
on,
know?
yeah, because if I'm
I'm in the bathroom taking a number 2, I get number 4.
The doors are clear. They showed them.
No, I think
they
that-
showed a guy hammer handing in the shower.
I have to watch the
Yeah.
Well, didn't he know that
Wait,
they were
is
Yeah,
Watch.
no, he knew.
And did the robot like...
Like, I can't take it anymore. He had to do it, and then his girlfriend was like jealous.
Why did he have to do it? Like, I have to do it, bro.
Because these guys are like in their early 20s, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh man, I
They're
got
very young.
blue."
Yeah, they're young.
you know.
No, but that's not real.
Hold on.
I'm just telling you what they say.
I'm telling you, hold on. Okay,
They
Dan-
can't go. I forgot how long they're supposed to be in the house, but it's only like 3 weeks or
Hold
something.
on. Daniel's, he's going to be with me on this. Okay, so if I was in the house, right, after like a couple days, right, I get pent up, right, and even at my, I'm about to be 40 in like 10 days.
Damn.
So still, even
Crazy,
now,
right?
I go like 4 or 5 days, like I think I can get to the
4 or
point
5 days. I can't go one day.
where
Well, that's what. Well, then you're these guys.
No,
No,
but
but-
if I know, if I have a purpose, I'll be like, I can do it.
here's the thing. If I'm laying down in bed in the middle of the night and I have a sheet over me, I can go down and
Yeah.
squid the top enough
Yep.
like, with making no motion
100%.
to make it end
Yeah.
and then get relief.
100%.
All I'm saying is that it will take a tiny squid.
You have to sleep. You also have to share a bed with somebody. By
No,
the
that's
way.
fine.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never feel it.
Oh,
So you're gonna get dirty sheets?
I've done. My wife has been laying next to me asleep, and I can feel like
No, I'm talking about the mess afterwards.
No, it's no mess. You just if you lay still, then you just blame it on dog licking the sheets. You just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
There are
dog.
dogs in the house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or you just say like, somebody
could
had
s-
some frosting on their arm
I
when
could
they
sneak
sat
a
down.
sock in my pocket or in my boxer. You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
pocket sock.
Everybody
Everybody has a pocket
I'm
sock.
telling you that I can get away with even with the computer watching me.
I can do it anywhere.
It's like-
I could be standing in there heating up a hot pocket and do it.
It's the real. It's a real life Squid Game.
Yes, it is.
Tiny squid. All right. So now, if you get money taken away,
How much? Bigger is
It depends on the act
how big
that
your
is committed.
depends on how big your
No, like kissing is like $3,000.
Oh, would you waste- I would
Yeah.
never
Don't
do
even
that.
Yeah.
waste it on that. What's
yeah.
hammer handing?
I think that was like $6,000.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
well, wait a minute here. Who did the exchange rates on?
Lana.
What about
Kristrima,
sex? What's
Kristrima,
sex?
let me ask
10,000?
you.
It was something like
You
that.
may not want to talk about this, but could you, if you were pent up over like a week's time and you were laying in bed with your covers over you, could you
it's way easier for girls.
Could you?
Yeah, way easier, I think, for us.
Absolutely, I could.
Yeah.
Way
I'm telling
easier
people
for
could,
girls.
and those people are doing that in there. It's just they have
Yeah.
to make a show, so there's no way you can,
I want both you and Sam to look at me right now. Look at me. Look in my eyes. Are you looking in my eyes? I'm doing it right now.
No, come on.
That's how it works. Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Nobody knew, but I was doing it.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Wait, what was that? Tell us.
Yeah,
You
no,
definitely hammer-handed next to somebody
Keep that
before.
one.
No,
No, keep that one for
no.
you. Keep that one for you. Don't give that one away, man.
Okay, all
Don't give
right,
that one
yeah,
away.
yeah.
You never give that one away.
I'll tell it.
Let them wonder.
I'll tell it on tomorrow's BDM show.
There you go.
Okay,
Let
it's
'em
gonna
wonder.
be a BDM.
You're never going to remember. I got to write this down.
right,
Is
write
there
it
any
down.
other trash you're watching right now, Kristrima?
That's it. I just finished it. So, Sam, should I watch the first couple seasons?
First
do you
season's
think?
the best for sure. But yeah, we'll go ahead and watch the second season. But Love is Blind is coming back February 11th. I don't know if you're.
Because that's what
familiar.
blind people.
I've
Right?
never seen that. What's that one?
Oh, that one, it's basically they keep you separated. So all the guys are on one side of the house, all the girls on the other side of the house, and your dates are between a door, so you can't see each other. You can only hear each other.
I always
So
hoped,
you don't know what the person looks like.
I always hoped we'd get to like a time when there were shows all based on relationships where you just made fun of the person in the name of the show. Like you have like Large Love, which is big people. You have Love is Blind. You have
I want to say
No Leg Love.
that you can
90
kind of
days.
tell what someone
Rolling into Love.
what someone looks like
Based off their voice?
based off their voice and personality, but that's been proven wrong
Yeah.
over and over from talk radio. Like
I used to nail it back in the day. When people would call in, I'd be like, I know what race you are.
well, there's some sort of staples that are easier to tell, but I'm talking about like from listening.
Except for that one butcher you and I know. That guy. Can never figure that guy out.
from listening to talk radio and podcasts, like sometimes I stumble upon sports podcasts I listen to for a while, and I don't know what the people look like. And then over time, like after a year, I'll be like, what does this person look like? And I'll look it up, and I'm like, different than I thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then so I painted a picture, and that happens because remember back in the day before the internet really was as popular as it is and social media, how many times did you get when you were out doing some sort of promo and a listener would be like,
I didn't realize how short you were. Oh, wow. You had a normal-sized voice.
Yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go to Home Depot. F you. Mm.
Yeah. Well, you got that just
Yeah,
primarily.
I'll always get that. I'll
only
be
short.
80 years old. There'll be something.
But did they say
short.
anything about the way you looked? Like besides being short, or was it all short?
No,
It
they're
was all
like,
short.
you look exactly like we thought and hit it all horribly, unfortunately short.
I used to get all the time where people thought I had a beard and long hair because of the bear thing for whatever. That's how stupid people are. They're like, I thought you had a beard.
I can
and
hear his hair.
They thought I was older looking and like I had a beard.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I would get. I'm talking about like 2005 before like social media and all that. Anyway, what's next, Kristrima?
That was the last show, really. My husband says, we'll call him Sweet Pea, okay? Sweet Pea says that Cobra Kai is trash. The next
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Sweet Pea.
I agree.
He's got it down. Yeah, it is trash.
I watched.
I have no interest.
I watched the first episode, and it's like it's too like
Cornball.
corny, family friendly, kind of like a blindsidey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Look, he got
don't
a
need
bed.
this.
Look at him go.
Yeah, and it's like, I want my shows to be a little more adult content than like, kind of fluffy. It's like
Yeah.
There's like
It's for kids, right? It's for babies.
the
Cobra Kai is for man babies.
It's for dads that liked Karate Kid that have kids now that want to watch a show with them.
Yeah.
It's for fat
But your
dads
kids
with
are-
sons.
Yeah, I feel like my son's not going to be interested in it in maybe a couple years. Like, and then maybe they're 9 and 10.
They're not Karate Kids yet, though. Like most
They
little
liked
boys go
Karate
through
Kid.
a Karate Kid phase.
They watched the original Karate Kid and loved it.
Did
and
you-
they watched it years ago, so they
maybe
were
they
young.
will like Cobra Kai.
You know
But
what you
it's
need to
not the
show
sa-
them? You need to show
It's
them the
not.
Hilary Swank Karate Kid 3.
No, I thought
Where-
you
I
were.
watched that one when I was
Yeah,
a
where
kid.
they make the fighter a girl, Hilary Swank. She got big old karates.
She was in good shape. I wanted to look just like her when that movie came out.
I don't really remember much of that movie.
I was watching football with Tommy. Like, he likes watching football. Max not so
Perfect.
much, but we were sitting there watching. I believe the Chiefs game when the last playoff game.
Did he lean over too and he's like, I hate the new Washington name.
No.
They should have kept it Redskins.
He looked at. He just turned,
Commanders. What the hell's a commander?
he turned to me and he's like, I realize why girls don't play football now. And then I was like, why? And he's like, they're too delicate.
Aww.
And it was just like an innocent thing to say, but also sexist that I love.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yes, honey, you're right. And dumb. But I said that softly, so it's like an
Yeah, you don't
inception.
want mom hearing that. You
yeah.
don't want mom hearing that.
Anyway. All right, Kerstrema, thanks for doing your segment today. You got anything to plug? You got any businesses?
Yeah.
Or,
How about Sweet Peas? You got something he wants to
yeah,
plug?
you got a new album out?
Not at the time, but I'll let you know. But I wanted to say if there's a movie or a show that in the chat or whatever that they want me to kind of check out, I'll pick one.
Try
I
The
haven't-
Gilded Age.
The Gilded Age.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm watching that with my wife. It's it's kind of like the new Downton Abbey, except it's based out of New York, and it's all like cutthroat businessmen with stovepipe hats.
Somebody in the beginning of the chat today said they wanted your opinion on the Pam and Tommy series that just came out on.
That
Hulu.
girl
I
looks
think it just came out
exactly
today.
like Pamela Anderson. Holy
What
crap!
is it?
It's weird. Yeah, she sounds like her too.
Oh, does she sound like her? I saw the photos of just her, like the stills,
Yeah.
the press kit, and I'm like, oh my God, is that
It's a
Pam
series
Anderson?
on Hulu that's supposed to be about their relationship when they were together.
And it's
We'll
like,
definitely watch that.
Will
it's
they?
actors and they just
Will
Yeah,
they?
it's scripted, yeah.
Will they simulated dong boat honk? Will they simulated dong boat horn honk?
I think so.
You have
Yeah.
to simulate the dong boat horn honk.
That was a
Yeah.
pivotal time in our culture when the first time we really all saw a celebrity sex tape
Yeah.
as a country, right?
It was a
Because
lot
the internet-
grosser than I thought. Because in one of those stills, I think there's a little piece of toilet paper, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that.
No, not gonna. But
I'm just saying.
that was the
was
first time we were
raw.
like, "Oh my God, Pamela Anderson!"
I
And
still
you see
remember
it?
the footage. You see it, but it's so close up that you're like, I don't know what that is. It's weird. I remember the most of that tape is them vacationing and riding a boat,
Right.
and then there's a little
Yeah.
bit of, but it's stupid. It was stupid.
It also seems like a activity that Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee, he's a rock star, like wouldn't have think to
Let's
like,
rent
hey,
a boat
let's
and-
rent a pontoon boat and ride around the.
It's what you do.
The lakes of were they like Arizona or something?
You're
like,
Castleberry Tommy Lee.
it was a little trashy. I like it.
It made me like
they're trashy
more
like
than a
me.
trash.
No, it did make me like them more because it's relatable, right? You're like, oh, they're not that
Yeah, because
different than we are.
You always think huge celebrities
Yeah.
are like above renting a pontoon boat and just driving around. Although they are doing stuff like I'm eating a public sub, like a sunburn, and not doing what they're doing.
Seth Rogen actually produced this.
Really?
Yeah.
And apparently
Interesting.
the chat room is just dumping a lot of information in here. Ghost says they had to give the Pam lookalike her prosthetic boobs for her nude scenes because hers were natural.
Oh.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, that is
How do they do
interesting.
that?
I guess you just put the piece. They have these pieces
just like,
now.
Yeah, drag queens. Use
Yeah,
them, yeah,
they're really good too. You can't tell you can't even see the.
They look real.
Yeah, you can't see neck to cleavage. Like there's no line or no. It's just it looks like one big thing. It's amazing what they can do now with just like latex.
I wonder what you. Okay, so what? Like,
you want me to, Chris Strema? I'm gonna get ready. Okay?
All right, see ya.
Okay, but
sorry.
Let me do my segment, and I love you.
Oh, we love
Say
you
it
too.
back, Tom.
Hey, thanks for doing it. And tell Sweet Pea we said hey, okay?
I sure will.
All right.
Guys.
Talk to you soon. Later. She's so sweet.
It's
What
kind
were
of
you
like
saying?
Photoshop with the prosthetic boobs and stuff. Like, so imagine you're a woman and you have like prosthetic boobs that look super real over your own boobs, and then like there's photos of you wearing that where people can't tell, but then it's like, well, these are not my real boobs, they're prosthetic. But it's like, well, it looks the same. So is that close to having nudes of the internet on you, or is it so? Is it just as much as? Like,
I think it's close.
Okay.
How
do you feel about
Nudity isn't going to be an issue in a few years.
There's
I know.
there's an influencer I follow. I started on TikTok, but I follow him on Instagram. He's like he's just one of these guys that's like famous for being, for looking weird and doing outlandish weird things.
Yeah.
And he has like a tattoo across his forehead that says like loser, and he has like one of those like ironic haircuts where it's like he cuts a monk haircut and long in the back. And then he has like Walmart tattoo across his neck.
Yeah.
And he wears like
sideshow.
Yeah, he wears like a green leather like Eddie Murphy delirious jumpsuit, but then he wears a set of prosthetic breasts.
Okay.
And then he wears a bikini top to hide the nipples so he gets more hits. And I got to tell you, it works, man. I watch all of his videos because it's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to dig into these things and understand it, but you mentioned the prosthetics. And his prosthetic that he wears, and it's this weird, this guy's insane. I'll show you during the break. It's so vulgar, I can't put it anywhere. But it looks...
I might actually watch this.
They move weird. It looks like real. It looks real. It's so much, in fact, that this dumb old man, meaning me, I had to stop and go, is this an influencer that got a boob? Because I know people will do that. Like the price of fame and what people want to do to be famous or get their TikTok, viewership up or their Instagram likes up. They'll do some stuff. And getting a breast augmentation on a man to be unique enough to be an influencer, I believe we're at a point where that's a thing and has been.
It's so weird because nowadays you can be air quote famous and still be poor or have the inability to make money off of that fame, or a small amount of money. So it's like you could have this huge following, but the more ridiculous and crazy it is, like this dude, the harder it is to push products and market or advertise because what companies want to be associated. So it's like, and then what is your audience watching that for? Are they going to listen to the guy with crazy and like?
Well, they don't see that though. So you have a series of hyper engaged influencers. Yeah, people are all watching your content, but nobody wants to touch you because you're so crazy. We had a version of that here, a dumb old man version of that here in town with Aaron Summers, who used to be the night show on Real Radio. Like her content was all, sex talk and how to be a better lover for men and women, and and it would bleed over into LGBTQ and like things that at the time, we're talking late 90s, that's newer stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's
and nobody wanted to
and
touch
nobody
it,
wanted to touch it. You wouldn't be able to set. In fact, I believe, I could be wrong, other people on the station, maybe namely Jack or Jimmy could tell us, but I believe her demise of that show was not being able to monetize it. I don't think the content was ever a problem. She had a great voice. She was a great broadcaster, and the show was, I loved it. It was as a young man, learning about, like, it was a little bit naughty, and she had a sexy voice, and it was just fun to listen to, man. It was a good-ass radio program, one of the best on this station.
What's funny is back in the day, that was the thought of people believed that we couldn't monetize our show because we cursed. And that's how non-forward thinking radio is, because like they're like, even the fact that we cursed on this show,
it's too
they
blue.
thought it
You
was going to
can't-
affect the monetization of another show we were on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was the reason why they didn't want us to do it.
It
So it's
never
like,
made sense to me, considering the fact that HBO's been out since what? The
No,
late
bro.
70s and early 80s, and I bought it just to hear people curse.
And at the time, Howard Stern is sitting on America's Got Talent or whatever with Snap on in front of him. And I'm like, he does an uncensored, like, way crazier than us. The girl sitting on the Sydney in the
We've
porn
never
zone.
done that.
Well, we had Tom sit on it and got Twitch shut down one day.
That's true. That's true.
It's funny,
we tried.
We're more censored now through all these different outlets than you are on radio. But it's funny that they thought, like, oh, you can't monetize because of what, like, cursing is going to stop some company from
I am fascinated
advertising
with these guys.
Stupid.
The guy I'm telling you about, I'm blanking on his name, but he's very much like, it's one of those names like, and we have a local kind of one of these influencer guys around town. He used to be like, I think like half homeless and half like unique performance art person, was Master Legend here in town.
Yeah.
This guy's like one of those guys where he's like, my name's the Legend, or like, my name's the badass, you know, and then his look and his tattoos and everything are the vessel. And yeah, man, he's got 3 million people following him. But you're right.
Yeah, you can't monetize it.
What do you do with it?
So it's like those three. Like you put out a video. That's the crazy part. Is like something like they get these views.
Look
that
him
have
up,
more,
Sam. He put out a song called "I Stole Their Purse." The song's called "I Stole Their Purse."
Like more people have watched whatever the hell. Like some of these like sideshow Instagram people and TikTok. Like more people have watched that one video than the combined audience of like every radio station in Orlando and TV station. Right. So it's like all that, and then like combined the radio
found
and TV.
A girl, Wendy Ho, bitch, I stole your purse.
No, it's a guy, and basically it's this weird guy with all the tattoos, and the song is about. And it makes no sense. He's like saw this lady stole your purse, saw this person stole their purse. It's an insane, like it's just a person being ironically weird to get hits, and it's working.
Yeah.
But what's fascinating about it is like, yeah, you can't see the guy. Maybe then other than selling his own merchandise, which is a viable way to make some money, you couldn't see him going like, "Hi, it's me, the Legend, to tell you about Diet Dr. Pepper."
What are the Island Boys making a year?
Nothing.
They're making something, right?
Probably a couple thousand, but I don't think they're gonna for very long.
But
They've already burned out.
I'm curious about just the number, like, because I think there's a possibility of like maybe $10,000 a month.
Oh, I don't think so.
Just in,
I really don't.
Through appearances and merchandise and some other, piddly stuff here and there. They've got to be. I mean. Someone's giving them a future foot, and then they're riding around. Someone paid them $5,000. I'm like, you got such a massive audience. They're making something, Like, I mean, a lot of people don't. Busey's making a good amount. He's making what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but he has people that want to support him. These people don't want to support these guys.
Yeah, but they're watching it.
But that don't mean you have to pay for it.
Right.
You're right. It's crazy though that they're so famous and.
It says as of right now, they are worth a combination of $50,000 a year annual income. They're nothing.
That's not good.
Yeah.
And
combined,
that's gone.
That's between the both of them.
And it's gone. Like it's gone.
Oh,
it dried up. It dried up like 9 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Like when we were over it.
Crazy.
I'm gonna find this other guy though, and we'll play it. It's funny. I mean, the song's actually like the guy's like not bad. It's not bad punk rock or metal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. Is this your vehicle? But I don't think it is. I'm like, well, why are you doing this then? Just to have the clout? That's what they call it, right? Your clout.
Yeah,
your follower nut.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not monetizing that, then I don't even know why you would be doing that.
Maybe you think you can in the future. Why to stop? It's worth something. I don't know. All right, bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Let's just jump into it, man, because I love it when we do Friday shows and we can squeeze into one of our guests that's going to be at the Orlando Improv, and we love that place.
Yep, 2 shows Friday night, 2 shows Saturday night. I believe the last time we had this gentleman on the show was pre-pandemic.
It was indeed. It was in studio.
Yeah.
Comedian Josh Blue is on the Zoom with us. How you doing, Josh?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So, Josh, I think was the last time you were in Orlando at the Improv pre-pandemic, or did we miss you last time? I can't remember.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I really
I
do
believe you. Yeah.
I really do believe it was right before. It would have been 2019.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds right. Yep.
And it would have been right before everything started to shut down. And we had him in here. I remember it. And then everything changed.
So Josh, we've talked to a lot of comics, and some continue to travel. Took a small time off when the pandemic first hit, but then found clubs that were still open, and then usually Florida, Texas, and like things like
we were like the destination.
And they're like,
state
all right,
and-
can still work. What did you do? How much time did you take off? When did you start back up?
I took about a month off. I did a couple Zoom shows, which were horrible.
Yeah.
And then, but then there are places like you said that really didn't even know that we were having a pandemic. So I just went to those places. Salt Lake City, I went there a couple times, and Texas, Florida, like you said. So I just kept going. I figure I was patient zero anyway, so.
It all started with you.
Yeah.
Did you end up getting corona at some point in time? We had it in last December here in Florida. Everybody's got it in Florida.
Yeah, not till December, man. I avoided it the whole time, and then I got it
Same with
like
us.
New Year's time.
That's exactly what happened to us. It's like we did the hard work for like 2 years, and we got to the finish line of like,
Then everybody.
the three of us got it for Christmas, so we were banking all these shows to get out of here, and we banked all our shows, and we were like getting ready to get out of here, and it was like, now everybody's sick, ruined our Christmas. So, and
Right,
whatever.
exactly. It wasn't too bad for me, so I've had worse.
So, Josh, what have you been up to besides just the grind of the stand-up and?
One of the things I'm most fascinated that it seems like you do a lot of. I wanted to talk a little bit about your art and painting, and did that come before comedy? Is that something that you've always done, or is that something that is new and recent to you?
Yeah, no, I've definitely always been an artist. Ever since I was a kid, I really enjoyed drawing and painting and stuff, and it's just been great, really. I mean, I'm glad I had that during the pandemic. It's something for me to do. I do wood carvings too, big old wood sculpture. I can show you one right now.
Yeah,
if you
please.
want.
Yeah, I love this. Have you seen his art? It's amazing.
Wow. How do you?
A big carving.
It's always I'm fascinated with
My girlfriend might be in there, but
with like
She's like-
sculptors and people that carve stuff. How does you start with it's solid, but what it's gonna look like
You visualize it, I guess. or-
when you're doing it, or is it little by little and then form into like what it's gonna look like? How does that work?
I have a general idea of what I'm trying to do, but I can look at a log and be like, I can see where the face will go in there. But I use fire, which is a very unpredictable, medium. So you got to be ready to let it do what it wants to do too. And then, you add in cerebral palsy and the Sawzall.
Cerebral
That's our
palsy-
morning show.
Cerebral palsy and the Sawzall plus fire. This is awesome.
Hold on, how do you use fire to carve?
So basically, like if you look at this one here, the eyes are all burned out and the mouth. You see that?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, that is an amazing piece of art. Like with the crown, the eyes, the kind of the jagged smile. Like, do you try to? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of carved the area for the eyes to go, and then put fire in it, and I use a fan to blow it, and then that's how the fire gets stuck to the wood, and I use water to stop it from going certain places. But
That's crazy, right?
again, it's fire, so it kind of does what it wants to do.
Josh, have you ever sold any of your art to your audience? Because you've got fans all across the world, and you've been doing it long enough where you have your core group of people
Sure.
that come to see your shows and stuff and follow everything you do. Has someone offered you a bunch of money to commission something for them?
Yeah, I've had a couple of those, but I've had about, I think, 7 art shows, like in galleries and stuff, and I've sold probably 70 pieces over the years.
That's cool. I mean, has someone ever offered you like some ridiculous amount to
or commissioned something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I got commissioned for a couple paintings and stuff, but they're few and far between. And, you know, my painting is, again, I know I can't draw a straight line, so I'm not really going to try to do that. So, you know.
Yeah, but that's boring anyway.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And
I mean,
your audience knows you and they want a Josh Blue original, like, you know.
I mean, part of the beauty of it is there are no straight lines, right? I mean, like, I feel like that's so boring and so vanilla and not at all what we need right now. So for comedy, you know, you've been touring, you've been in Florida, you've been in Texas. Is it, are we going to get back to what you feel like is like the normal regular vibe, or is this completely altered kind of where we're going, moving from here on out? It's just going to be a different game.
Oh, I've felt the normal vibe for at least 6 months now.
Nice.
I mean,
nice.
Everywhere I go, you know, I was on America's Got Talent this season. Where I got 3rd place, and ever since then, I've been doing completely sold out shows all over the country. So it's normal for me at this point.
I love it.
That I saw that, Josh, and I was going to ask you about America's Got Talent, and the whole process is fascinating just because it's still one of those shows that is gigantic and it has such a viewer audience. Unlike a lot of shows, like you on America's Got Talent, all of a sudden it does. We talk about this all the time. Like going on the Tonight Show does nothing anymore. America's Got Talent, now you're selling out. Yeah,
and America's Got Talent, and we have, you know, some connections there too. Preacher was on that, right?
Yep.
Like Preacher Lawson, friend of the show, and a buddy of ours from Orlando.
Yeah.
So it does seem like the comedians that get on there can like really carve it out.
It's like prime time, and you know,
Yeah.
the family can watch it together.
And then all that means the audience numbers are insane. But how does that work? Is that something you and your manager applied for? They come to you? Like how does it start?
Yeah, they came to me on that one. You know, I already won Last Comic Standing, so I wasn't trying to be a ringer in another reality show, but they came asking me. I was like, "Are you sure?" You know. But I'll take it if they want me. And, you know, again, it's what a kick in the career. You know.
Right.
Yeah, would you say that, like, how would you compare if you had to, in both of them being good, if you go, you know, Last Comic, and you take that comparatively to a show that I would just assume is easier to digest, the America's Got Talent, just because it's so much globally for everybody, is America's Got Talent definitely the much larger, or do you get recognized from both?
I mean, I still get recognized from Last Comic, but AGT is just such a monster of a show. And the times are so different from when I was on Last Comic. There's the internet, there's YouTube. So these videos are being played worldwide daily. I mean, and then they keep, you know, airing it in different countries. So every week somebody will be like, "Hey, I live in Holland and I just saw you won last AGT," or surprisingly, it first hit Iran. I'm like, "Well, I'm a big fan from Iran." Like, well,
that's cool.
I probably won't be touring there.
Not on the list.
Josh, I'm curious to how you decide what jokes you're going to tell, because I'm sure, like, from Last Comic Standing, you have experience in that kind of, like, huge production. You know.
Also, he's been doing this long enough to have so many jokes.
Yeah, and you have so many. You know, obviously, you know, you're a super accomplished stand-up and you're a pro. But doing a comedy in that environment is bizarre because you're coming on after the Slam Dunk Team, and it's so weird. And I imagine the production, like, things stop and start, and then you got a huge audience and the judges. So it's weird doing stand-up in that environment, right?
I mean, it's definitely a trip, man. It's overproduced and, they go through all your material and they basically tell you what they want you to do. And then I push back as hard as I can and tell them what I want to do. And we meet somewhere in the middle. And then ultimately I just do what I want to do.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, what are they gonna do? I mean, they'll just cut it.
I'll do that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm curious, Josh, when like the episode airs, right? What happened? Like, does your phone blow up? Does like offers start? Like,
oh, you mean like 24 hours in the life of Josh Blue? He's on America's Got Talent. It airs, and then 24 hours of what?
Do your management prepare for like, okay, when this airs, I'll be able to book,
You got to
how
have
does that
all your
work?
carvings lined up, all your
Yeah.
paintings, your T-shirts.
Because we've talked to people that
Right.
have been on Shark Tank and stuff, and then they prepare when their episode airs for their business to get the
load up.
publicity, and so it's like, and it's a lot of preparation. So do you have to do that? How does that work?
Well, fortunately for me, I'm already a well-oiled machine. And,
Yeah.
my company is already, I've been a touring comic for 16 years, so I already have all the stuff in place to fulfill what came our way, and then you just sit back and wait for the offers and try not to undersell yourself, and then just go do your thing. So at this point, I mean, I could work every single day of the week if I wanted to, but I just pick and choose. And, I'm very fortunate having with winning Last Comic Standing, I realize I don't have to kill myself on the road. I can pick what I want to now, and I can do all the,
That's wise.
and that way there's longevity to the career, and I don't burn myself out.
Yeah, and you will certainly not suck the love that, I mean, you wouldn't do it, I don't believe, if you didn't truly love it deep down. And preserving preserving the integrity of that initial love of something that you really enjoy. I'm glad you said that, because I probably need to do a little bit of that for myself, because I love podcasting, and I worry sometimes that you and I we
burn ourselves out.
We should listen to Josh and look at somebody who's done it and doing it at the top tier level and learn from that.
Yeah, because
Well, I was just going to say, you guys should probably just burn out.
I want to. It's so easy.
It is
It's a
easier.
more grandiose way to go, right? Like, where
You've had your fun, guys.
So last question for you, Josh, because like you,
That's a good way to end the interview.
no,
Insult me once, buddy.
no, I don't get. Listen, but I'm curious too, like, because as a stand-up, it's one of the hardest jobs that I feel people don't understand how difficult it is,
They
or
don't.
don't even think about, like, just weekend after weekend after the grind of it.
It
at
just
all.
looks fun and popular. It doesn't look difficult,
Yeah,
which it is the most difficult.
Yeah, people see the audience sees you having fun on stage, and
You may not even be having fun on stage. You could be faking
Yeah.
it. Like, I know comedian friends of mine that go on stage, and I'll see them later, and they're miserable, but they look good on stage.
Yeah, and
Or
so
having to deal with people
Right.
interrupting your show. Like, we saw that happen.
Oh, we saw that
couple
a
weeks
couple
ago.
weekends ago, and we saw an audience member just being bad, and man, it fries me.
But you love it. It's your passion, and the grind is how you become popular in your career and as a stand-up. So, how do you get out of the mindset of like that grind that you had to start with, and then
How do you slow
now?
down?
And now you've gotten to the point, like you said, you could work as much or as little as you want, and your shows are sold out. You're good. How do you decide how much is the perfect amount?
Well, it depends on what you're paying me.
Okay, that's a good point.
Well, I mean, that's a good decider whether I'm willing to fly across the country for X amount of money at this point. But here's the deal: like when I won Last Comic Standing, I took every show I could because I didn't know if this was just like a flash in the pan. But over my 16 years of touring and it not going anywhere, I realized, okay, I don't have to work every weekend. There will be other shows week after that, And then now that AGT is there, it's just, again, kicked it up 17 notches. So now I just realized, hey, you can pick and choose. And obviously, it's hard to say no when the paycheck is right. So, I mean, I just looked at my calendar and it looks like I'll be working the next 21 weekends in a row.
Wow.
So that's a lot of airplane time.
Yeah.
And again, I thoroughly do love doing stand-up. Like that's, people say it's so hard, but to me, it's the most natural thing I do. Is you get to be on stage and even the hecklers, I don't mind that. Like, you can try to heckle me if you want to. I'm going to let you know why I have the microphone.
I love that. Yeah.
Josh, is it harder at all to like? Is it harder for you to travel at all than it is like someone who doesn't have cerebral palsy? As far as like the travel, the plane,
What
the
do you mean,
hotel,
like just an energy level?
Yeah, just all like is that more difficult?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a nice question, but I've never not been disabled, so I don't know.
No, right.
Yeah.
Sorry to brought it up.
No, I'm just saying, like, I guess, I mean, people ask me that, but I was like, I don't know. This is just what we do. This is just, I've done it forever, and this is how I do it. So, I think I probably do it better than most able-bodied people do.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and say that you work harder than the regular person that doesn't have cerebral palsy. Like, I'm just going to say that it's more difficult and you're a tougher person than I am. Like, or a lot of comics that don't have cerebral palsy.
Yeah,
it's,
for sure.
Well, Josh.
I fully agree. There's a lot of punk bitches out there.
Right.
We're super stoked to have you come to Orlando, man. And if anybody wants tickets, theimprovorlando.com. You're going to have to snag them fast, though, because if I remember correctly, they sell very, very quickly when Josh is in town. Yeah. Thank you for your time, man. We really do appreciate it. Enjoy your snow day, and we hope to talk to you in person very, very soon.
Sounds good. You guys should come out to the show and hang out.
When is it? You know what?
Friday and
I have made the decision this year when comedians say that to actively check my calendar and do it because I have lied to you guys for 20 years of radio. I've lied to you guys and said, I'll be there, and then I never show up. But I'm not doing that this year. In fact, I'm already 2 for 2. I did Ari Shafir. I hit Miss Pat. I should hit Josh Blue and make it the trifecta of awesome.
I always thought the comedians just said that because that was a thing, but they actually care. It means something.
They're real human beings, these comedians.
I mean, it really does mean a lot. I mean, you guys talk to all kinds of people. If you guys care enough to come to my show, it means something to me for sure.
Well, we'll be there.
You guys particularly, but
Well, we'll be there because I am actively doing this. Like Sam and I have said, we're not going to do that in 2022. We're going to actively go.
I've been actively going to shows. I don't know what y'all are
talking about. I got kids and they're
wait a minute. You can't. Anytime something bad happens on the show, you can't put your hands up and say, I was not part of this. That happens too much. You got to be in on it with us.
He uses the kid excuse a lot.
Well, I got a bitchy wife, too.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
Well, enjoy, man. Safe travels. We'll bring the bitchy wife and enjoy your time in Orlando, man. We hope to see you when you get here, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Josh.
Man. Be good. Josh Blue, live from his home, I believe.
Yeah.
In Colorado. With his daughter jumping around back there. I didn't want to say anything, because like...
She did not want to be on camera.
Yeah, she was trying to dodge him.
She was trying to get her cat that was wandering behind him.
And then he was showing all of his art, and then she was like dodging the camera. But that's pretty cool. I like it when we get to go into their houses. Feels naughty. A little naughty.
It is interesting just seeing like where does Josh Blue live? Oh, he lives in a house in Colorado. Way awesomer than I.
It's pretty awesome. And he has one of those Colorado houses that looks like an old Colorado house, like where it's like you know where everything's like made of wood, but nice wood, like not poo-poo wood. Like it's like nice, like tan colored wood. Like it's all. It looks like some like Native American person like took like a tomahawk and shaved these little decorative edgings into the. Why do all Colorado houses have these little shaved?
That's the decor out there. It's like everything.
It's Navajo. It's
log cabiny. It's like we all live in log cabins. No, you don't.
Log cabinets.
Cabins. Anyway.
Log cabinets. I'm gonna start wearing turquoise.
Like rings.
I need to shake up my look.
You gonna switch it up?
I feel like I need to shake the look up a little bit. I added the overalls.
I think you're taking. That was Tom's goal, right?
He doesn't do anything. He has no goals.
He's
like a field, no soccer goals. No goals.
You don't know.
I'm gonna wear turquoise. I already added the.
It's too late.
I'm wearing my overalls tomorrow.
I thought you do it later in life.
I'm wearing my overalls tomorrow, so you and Seth can bully me.
No.
For the Friday Free Show.
Don't wear.
I might wear them shirtless.
No, come on.
Shirtless
That's
overalls.
Big Tim's
I'll wear
game.
mine, but I only have mine are shorts.
Are you gonna wear your overalls?
I can.
Don't wear shorts though. I don't want you being cold.
I think Friday's cold or Friday's warm.
Is it warm?
Back to 80s.
Oh, I'm wearing shorts tomorrow. The
The
only reason I have those overalls is to warm my body. I don't have them because I enjoy cold weather clothes.
Like I wore shoes today because we had a meeting, but I'm hot.
I know.
What is all over your shoes?
You need some new sneakers.
It looks like blood.
You
Okay.
need new sneakers.
I'm glad somebody's he
I
said
know.
the answer. You know what? That's what
I never
killers
wear
do.
'em, so
no,
what do I
that's what
need?
murderers do. Murderers, when you ask them, like, what's all over your shoes? To throw you off of the scent, they go blood when it is blood.
No, it's some sort of orange, like
It looks like-
spaghetti sauce or something.
Oh
I have
my,
no idea.
You look like a slob.
Yeah, you look like you dropped.
We had a meeting this morning.
Yeah.
He's in his nice polo and he's got his slob
it
shoes
looks like
on.
it looks
No,
like
no one's
you're
looking down
wearing
inspecting your shoes.
Norm's
We were.
meatball sub shoes, aren't you?
No, I just can't wear the sandals because then you're like, what is this hillbilly?
Get some decent shoes.
I keep
If you-
forgetting.
How old are those shoes? They
Oh
have
my
seen
God.
some better days.
I'll tell you when I got these
Quentin
shoes.
Tarantino, brand new movie starring Tom Van Hill Bill.
I got these shoes.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
I got these shoes when we
Went to the
Orla-
Adidas factory.
Yeah, so we went to the Adidas home base in
Yeah.
Seattle. Was it Seattle or
It
Portland?
was Seattle, and we went to the where their headquarters, and we
headquarters.
went inside. We were walking these secret halls. We saw prototypes. We saw the very first soccer ball ever produced by Adidas. Remember that?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was in that weird
There's
glass.
there's mannequins with
What
like
year was that?
2014,
this
You
is
got to get new shoes.
2013.
man.
this is before it was after. Okay, yeah, 2013.
Yeah, I think I got it. My memory's
wow,
working.
wow, you never get it.
I know. I never. Well, I get it, but just my memory doesn't work.
So 2013, and then after we toured the Adidas home base or
Yeah.
whatever, they have like a store.
Do you remember going out and using the phone
That
on
you
that? Hey, they had a hipster. It was on the roof. They had a hipster swing set for like. Do you remember that? It was like a
Oh, yeah, yeah.
playground. They had an Adidas playground that was like a hipster playground for like cool moms that had like all those rubber beads that have been smooshed together to make those mats that kids bounce off of.
Yeah. It's like any like cool corporation.
Yeah.
You have some like playground.
We have childcare.
Go down the slide in the lobby.
Tom and I went out there to use our phones to call our wives because we're on this business trip, and our wives are like, they're just cheating on us. So we're out there at the Adidas factory. They told us we could go through. The bottom level is all shoes, and they said just pick out anything
Yeah,
you want.
they like pick out a pair of shoes. So we went down there, and me and Daniel were like,
We're
"Oh, I can get anything."
anything I want. You got LeBron James. Is he an Adidas athlete?
And it was like the like a Champ Sports behind there. I know about. I used to stock
Yeah.
shoes. I'm like,
He's
oh,
like-
wow, these are
he
good
went-
shelves.
There's a lot of ejaculate in this air.
And then I think I got.
The chat wants to see the spaghetti sauce shoes.
No.
They're
Okay,
not
I
really.
heard-
These are almost a decade old. I'm sure they've never been
Oh,
cleaned.
meatball sub shoes.
Here they are.
Oh, look at the
And
heel.
they're
How
too
clean
sm-
the heel is.
too
No, look at
small.
the heel. It's
Because
so
he walks
clean.
on his toes.
Oh, no.
Look at the heel.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, there's no soul in there. The soul fell out.
There's never had any. You've never had soul. You can't dance. No
and
soul.
they're too small, and I was too awkward.
Too small. What are you still growing?
No, but
That's
remember,
why
I
there's
two
blood. His toes are bleeding.
Oh
They're
no,
tight.
you got Andre the Giant disease.
Dude, it was before I knew I had two different size feet. So I tried
you
on
have
the
two different size feet.
yeah. I tried on the right one, and I was like, oh, it fits. I forgot.
No.
Well, I didn't know at the time my left foot is an inch bigger, so
That's
my left.
weird. An inch?
Yeah, because I
Is,
smushed it.
is one of your hands an inch bigger
No,
than the other one?
It was because I smushed my right toes and broke them all on a three-wheeler when I was
Oh, that makes sense.
15
And then
years
they
old.
stunted your growth.
It crunched them.
Yeah.
And then
You
they
got
never
crunch foot.
They didn't grow back right. Anyway, so my left foot is squished in these shoes and it hurts.
Oh,
But-
take it off. Just
well,
to wear one.
No, since they're 7 years old, it
They're
wore
9 years
out.
old.
Oh,
You've
You
wallowed
gotta get
them.
new shoes.
yeah, it wallowed out.
Let me take
They're all
you.
loose
Let me
inside.
take you to the mall and get you. I'm gonna get you the.
But I need business shoes. Like these are tennis shoes.
You wear what Lee used to wear. He used to wear like he used to wear like Steve Madden pointies. you need some black patent leather Steve Madden pointies. That's what you need. Let me get you.
I got Stacey Adams.
You got Stacey Adams.
brown shoes.
Do you remember that song by Snoop Dogg? I'm on point like Stacey Adams.
They're brown.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
There was a song by Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg did a song called I'm on point like Stacey Adams, meaning the extravagant and sometimes flamboyant menswear company. Let me see if I can find that. I don't even know if I can play it.
But I don't want to wear the Stacey Adams pointers because I want to wear something like business casual. What is that?
Oh, it was
Get some
on.
nice
dude, it was
Oxfords.
on the
Oxfords?
it was on the last meal.
Boat shoes?
No, not boat shoes.
Well, that's the one with the. They look like boat shoes, right?
No.
little something for all the OGs out there that put the foundation together.
Oh, Sam, you're gonna have to
I was
edit
doing
this.
this thing before I even knew what to do with this thing, really, you know. But just to let them know what time it is.
Stay on point like Stacey Adams, Tom.
Me, cocaine, and
This is the little Danny Denny taking it way back with little Stacey Adams, Snoop Dogg. On point like Stacey Adams. Stacey Adams.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl halftime show. I've got a prediction.
Okay.
People are gonna hate all over it.
I've
They're
got
already hating all over it. I think it's gonna be awesome.
I have a prediction that it's not going to be that good. And my theory being that the lineup, that all the artists
Not dynamic enough.
Well, it seems like they take like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, like Snoop Dogg less than Eminem.
Well,
Eminem takes himself too seriously.
They're not
now.
known for amazing performances
Yeah,
either.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing that I
Mary
think
J. Blige is.
their music is
Yeah,
Mary J. Really?
Yeah, she brings a ton of energy.
but does she have
Disagree.
state like
No.
we
Hard
need,
disagree. She brings a lot of energy being a woman who
Like-
stands in heels and bounces. I'm talking about a Britney Spears. I'm talking about where you start at the
Lady
ramp
Gaga's
and you
flipping
go
off the
yeah,
top.
It's just not the same. Now, does she bring a lot of like black church energy? Sure. Is she can perform as a singer?
But-
Is she an undeniable?
We need the best show in the world.
Yeah, she's phenomenal, but I can't see her riding a lion like Katy Perry did.
Yeah.
I can't see her jumping and flying through the roof. I can't
because that's
what you want.
the
from-
standard.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you.
So that's the only reason. Yes,
I'm not saying she's not the best out of everybody there. She
Yeah.
is. It's all her show. Dre, not a good performer. Snoop, Eminem, meh.
That's what I'm
Kendrick
saying.
Lamar, probably the best rapper.
Snoop is very entertaining. I've seen him live.
But is he going to do something then other than just stand and rap on stage?
It'll be on the stage show.
They're all
itself.
standards,
like the
right?
set. It'll be the stage set. It won't be. They're not doing dance. Like,
Yeah.
They're not doing like choreography.
I know, but are they going to have
Like-
some sort of performers
Yeah,
doing
they-
something over the top? Because I don't want to just watch Eminem stand on stage and rap.
Well, now if he
You know,
doesn't,
like,
now
I
see,
can see that anywhere. The Super Bowl
Even I
halftime.
would disagree with that. If they perform the songs well and they do a great job, which I think they will, I'm going to enjoy it. But my argument is that I just don't think that any of them are known as performers. I think they're known as great musical artists. I think they're like the rappers. Kendrick Lamar's probably, as far as like if you read what he writes and how intelligent it is and how good he is at doing it, you don't get any better. Mary J. Blige's voice, the songs, the iconic songs that she sings, the amount of feeling she puts in there, I don't think you can get any better. But Britney Spears, if it ain't Britney at the Super Bowl, I think every year should just be Britney Spears. There, I said it.
It'd have been great if they could have got her. This
Remember
year.
when
But
Madonna,
I'm just saying, I think maybe I've been spoiled.
like Britney got freed, and then she does the Super Bowl halftime show. That'd
Maybe
been
that's
amazing.
what you're hearing here, Sam. Because I'm hoping you're right. I'm hoping that Mary J. Blige and Snoop can pull it together enough to carry everybody. But I think I have been spoiled by Britney Spears and NSYNC, and when you have these larger than
Over the
life
top.
groups that can get out there and not only perform the music but have
or even
dancing.
like the
and-
Weekend last year.
That was great. I enjoyed it, but people crapped all over it.
But it was a grandiose like performance, right? Like with a lot of people involved, over the top, like, and they'll make it like that, right? Like
Yeah.
they know, you know.
I was
but
trying to
don't
think
know.
of like the last like boring halftime show. Wasn't it the Who? Was that the band that did it? That it was just like
Yeah,
and
that
it
was
was
boring.
so bad.
That was boring. Yeah, when I think maybe gone are the days where you just have a standard band, right? You need more than that. You know, I mean, it's always been some sort of mashup or collaboration and stuff. Like, what was the
Are
year?
we going to get any of that, you think?
What was the year Madonna started bringing a bunch of people?
I bet we'll get random like appearances by other people.
Like who?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of who all does songs with them.
Although it's a lot of performers and they're all superstars, so they don't have that much time. So they're gonna have. I mean, even
And Dre and Snoop have so many songs together anyway.
Dre's
Exactly.
biggest hit will be, what's the one song that he can't
Forgot
leave?
about Dre.
What's the one song that
Which
Mary
is also
J.
Eminem. So
What's the one song that Mary J. Blige cannot
No
leave
More
out?
Drama.
Yeah, I think you're right.
will they do old like early 2000s
I
stuff?
think they're going to have to make it good.
Yeah.
I think they're
'Cause-
going to have to make
Yeah.
it good.
If they look at the marketing, it's like, oh, everybody in their 40s is going to show their kids what they used to listen. Like that's what they're going for, right? Because I've seen the memes. And
Yeah.
it's all about they're catering to our demographic because this is the music we listen to in
Now,
the late
is it-
90s and early 2000s.
Is
right?
it going to be super creative,
We
or
grew
is
up
it
with.
going to be what we've already seen, and could I write it? And what I mean by that is it going to be the stadium goes dark, then a spotlight hits the AstroTurf, then you see a 64 Impala swing around and
bet,
start
yeah, I
bouncing.
bet.
Does Snoop get out? Then everybody's like, they're walking around. Are there people holding white styrofoam cups? Are we having a
chalice.
block party?
Yeah,
Are
chalice,
we
yeah.
at the corner of Crenshaw and Slauson at the swap meet in downtown inner city LA? Is that what they're going to do? Because I could do that as a director of creativity there. I don't think that's very creative if I can just pull that out of my podcasting hat on this show.
Does Eminem do any of the goofy stuff he started his career with?
Where he's dressed as Robin and he's... No,
He's
you
serious.
hit the
Do
nail
you
on the
think
head.
he does Slim Shady? The real Slim
No,
Shady?
he doesn't.
I don't
Here's
think he does
why.
either.
One word: beard. He has that weird beard. You know, that's the one thing Machine Gun Kelly got right. He got that weirdo beardo.
He does have the weirdo
He has
beardo.
that dark beard. That's not your beard, Eminem. Look at me. That's a beard. You see that? That's real. There's grays all in that.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
see
How
that
old
I
is
hate
Eminem?
certain things.
He's 45.
He's my
right?
age.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
is a weirdo beardo. Machine Gun Kelly got that right.
Everybody's older.
You got to
except
give
for
love.
Kendrick.
Look, you give love when people are
He's
correct.
49.
Oh, dude.
Is Snoop younger than
Eminem,
Snoop's 50.
Eminem
Oh,
does
they're the same age.
Basically.
Eminem does the EJ where he goes too dark. And then he wears that little Castro military hat and he
Yeah.
looks like a weirdo.
Is it bizarre that Snoop Dogg's 1 year older than Eminem?
It is bizarre.
Because Snoop
Black
Dogg
don't crack.
Well, he also
He hit a lot earlier.
Yeah,
he
he did.
started when he was like 17.
Yeah.
So it
Snoop
was
was like in Deep Cover. Look up Deep Cover because I believe that's Snoop's first song with Dre. That
Yeah. He started so young. I'm always confused about how young Snoop Dogg is. I'm like, you're only 50.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like,
And looks basically the same.
I was listening to you in middle school, and I'm old. I'm 40.
All right, let's think about a little bit more. So we got you're gonna have to have the 6'4" Impala.
Yeah.
I'm predicting you're gonna have a plethora of stretched out LA
wow.
bicycles, stretched out. Those like
the Wikipedia page has the set list. I don't know if it's accurate, but
man.
it
What
does.
does it say? What does it say?
So it has Still Dre, Gin and Juice, Drop It Like It's Hot, The Next Episode, The Real Slim Shady,
Oh, they do.
Lose Yourself, Humble, All the Stars, Family Affair, Nothing But a G Thing, and California Love. So mostly Dre.
Okay. They had to
What's
do
the
it.
what was the Mary? I blanked.
Family Affair.
Family Affair. Right. No. Oh man. Oh. I hope they're wrong, but I think they're right.
When Eminem raps the real Slim Shady, he doesn't want to do it, right? Like, but he knows
No.
he has to.
I don't
Because
think. Yeah, I don't think
that's
he
what
wants to do it.
I mean, the world wants that because it's the most
I
popular.
expect Lose Yourself because it also fits
Hi,
for
my
like
name
winning the
is-
Super Bowl,
my
right? You only
name
get one
is-
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Slim Shady. He doesn't want to do it.
So they're not going to do Forgot About Dre? That's
No, I think they start with that, right?
No, they go with Still Dre,
Oh,
which
Still
is
Dre.
Snoop and Dre.
I mean, it could be good. I just.
Oh man, you talked me out of it. And I was kind of pumped.
It's fine.
Maybe I
and,
shouldn't have told you the set list.
and again,
And we're certain that there's going to be no effery in a Tupac hologram.
Maybe for California Love at the end.
I mean-
ooh, Tupac hologram at the end.
they got a lot of flack for that Tupac hologram. When
But
it
maybe
came
it's
in.
better now.
Yeah, maybe they increase. They just go turn the lights down
What if
lower.
they actually bring out Tupac? Never died.
Oh, Machiavelli, there he
Yeah, but
is.
he's old
You
Tupac.
heard about this
He's
one?
old. We're like,
Old
why-
ass
where have you
Tupac.
been?
He's got hair now.
Yeah, we're like, where have you been? He's like, I've been in the metaverse, dog. Like, what?
He's the first one there.
Oh, speaking of football,
And then he does that laugh. That's the most charming thing that Tupac does is he raps and he'll go, and he'll just laugh and you'll be like, you're having fun. I'm going to have fun with you, Tupac.
So speaking of football,
Change. People don't change.
let's talk about the Washington Commanders.
Right.
No, it's terrible. And it just makes me think of Gilead and
Yep,
think of
same.
standing behind my wife with my shirt still on trying to sire a child, a man-child.
It also and someone had to have thought of this, right? Like their former name was the Redskins, right? And when you say commander, I think of a lot of things, but I also think of the stereotypical guy and like from Europe coming over in a ship. Like he was the
Master and commander.
and then that was the guy that. Basically
Killed
killed
Indians.
all the Native
Right.
Americans.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they?
They're trolling us, bro.
Are they? Is it a little bit of that?
I think so.
Someone had to been like, it's like calling and you're like, well, can't use cowboy because they already got it.
Yeah,
in
yeah, you
balance.
can't do
So it was
yeah.
a commander
Yeah.
because they got the Native Americans too.
It doesn't even
it's a
have good
little bit-
alliteration. Washington Commanders?
Also, in this day and age,
Do they mean Space Commander or Space Cadet like a Bruce? No, who's the guy? Like a Buzz Lightyear, like a commander, Space Commander?
I don't even know where they came up with it, but that whole organization is horrible. And it's
But
a
are they
mess
as
and
bad
they're
as the
stupid.
Dolphins?
Yes, yeah, they are. They're
Worse?
Yeah.
Worse?
They're worse than the Dolphins. So the
Oh, Tracy's saying commander, meaning commander-in-chief, Washington, D.C., the president. I didn't think of that. That's how bad the name is. That it's not. I'm pretty good at that sort of stuff, and I didn't even link that up.
yeah. And
I don't want. Okay,
why go political?
don't go political at all because no matter who's in office,
Half the
he's
people-
hated.
yeah, half
so
the people
why
hated.
would you do that? That's dumb.
Also, they
And plus, when I watch football, I don't want any politics.
they tried to keep it a secret and release it. They wanted to release it on 2222 whatever it is, and
That's today.
it got leaked days ago. First of all, some dumb old man told the name in the
It was
interview.
Bill Belichick. He did.
No,
They interviewed Bill Belichick, and he said, "I think it's the Commanders."
I forgot who it was, but
Commanders.
some other old sports guy said it in an interview, and then that got spread on the internet.
Yeah.
Then someone flew a helicopter over the stadium
Yes.
while they were trying to send it,
Yes.
and then saw it, and then they leaked it.
The old helicopter.
So it was all over the internet. And it was like, it's Commanders. And then they announced it, which took away because people started hating it before they announced it. So it was like they could never win, right?
Are they changing anything else? Because I think Chigardi in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, I think he's making a joke.
Does anybody like it?
But he said they're changing the team colors to orange and blue, which I think is a joke. But are they making any other significant changes? Are they changing the colors? Are they changing the logo?
Well, with the logo now, I mean,
Well, you could still use the cool I thought the W calling a Washington football team to me was like rad. I thought that was perfect.
yeah,
It was like, I was like, that is too perfect. Even the branding looked good. I was like, I liked how you can really dig
People
into
liked it.
that garnet and that gold and kind of.
there was articles about how people just like leave it Washington
Yeah.
football team. People liked it.
It even
but
sounded good. I enjoyed it.
the problem, there was some sort of copyright thing where they couldn't copyright that name because it's too generic, and you can't just so other people could easily.
How about the Washington football boys? Right?
So
It's close.
there was some reason, a monetary reason, or like a corporate reason why they didn't want to go with just the Washington football team. But Commander stinks. And a lot of people are.
That'd be
It
the
does. It
worst.
stinks.
I'm Commander Stinks.
Like I don't know of anybody that heard like I like that. Like
No,
it's just like nah.
I went
stupid.
through and I saw it.
I'm not gonna say it.
I fired
I'm
up-
not gonna say. I'm going back to Redskins.
Yeah,
You've made a name worse than Redskins.
it just doesn't make any sense. Not that Redskins did, but
I'm never gonna say the Washington. I got
Washington
used to
football
the football
team
team
was
was
fine.
fine, and maybe I'll get used to saying the Commander. I don't think so though. I'm putting my foot down. I don't want to say Washington Commanders. It's stupid. I don't like it. Right?
Commanders. We're the Manders. We're the Commanders.
Some joke on the internet is they're gonna call their fan base the commies. As there's all these jokes.
Make it political. And then you say one comment like, ha ha, and they're like, oh, you think communism's funny? Well, you could go there and be it. How about that?
Yeah. What a mess that team,
wow.
that organization has done.
And now you got to print the shirts and you got to make that stuff. Make the stuff.
And what about I feel bad for the fan base of that team, because you're kind of, especially if you're indoctored into being like an NFL football fan.
My dad was a massive Washington
which most people are.
football
Most people,
team fan.
it's like baseball.
I'm
and
seeing a lot of positive from the fans, so they don't
Yeah,
hate
I mean,
it.
there will be
They think
positive.
it's better than the football team.
Yeah. Well.
Their new rallying cry is #TakeCommand.
Stupid.
Take command. It's no
Where are
rise
you
up.
seeing that? Are
It's
you
no
seeing that
rise
on
up.
their Facebook page? Because
Yeah.
for sure they're
Yeah,
deleting.
delete them all.
It's like what Real Radio does. They just delete all the bad comments. So it's like, hey, people like us.
No. The team came out with that as their rallying cry on their Twitter.
Oh yeah.
The
yeah.
Washington Commanders.
Well, of course,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
their marketing team is trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it should have
everybody's-
been, come at me, bro.
everybody's just
Command me, bro.
attacking you. I haven't heard any good things about it. I haven't heard that someone like, that's a good idea. Like nothing they do is good. Like the ownership of that team
Is garbage.
They need to sell it, man. Like they're hated.
Get rid of it, yeah.
The owner,
Take
everybody,
your money and run.
everybody hates the owner and stuff. But again, like I was telling Daniel, it's such an elite group. And it's so rare. There's 32 owners of NFL teams. Like that is rare, right?
Yeah.
And then
Special club.
and you're in that club, and you don't want to give that up. So it's going to be hard, but they need to because the decision makers have done a poor job.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah.
Horrible. Hey, thanks so much to Josh Blue for stopping by. Get your tickets, theimprovorlando.com if you want those. TomandDan.com for all things Tom and Dan.
The last day of our charity auction is Saturday at noon. So that's when it ends. So get your bids in before.
Please.
All the money goes to Yellow Brick Road Foundation, and I think even with the bids now, we're upwards of $5,000, and that's great. And
Doing pretty
like I said,
good.
we're going to give that all to Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, every single dime, because that's what it's all about. Anybody special on semantics? Let's plug your podcast and where people can find your shows.
I just
Samantha.
came out with you heard about this one last week on Meatloaf, the singer that just passed away. There was a conspiracy that he was cursed, and perhaps he was because he did die. And
Facts.
this week it'll just be me and Trav. We're going to be recording possibly out at the Cocoa Village Brewers Bash. I know
love
a lot
those.
of BDMCBs are going to be out there. So
I love the shows
Yeah.
with you guys the most. I like those. Those are fun.
I'm sorry I burped during your plug.
I noticed that, and I tried to power through.
I'm
You
sorry.
didn't have to bring it up.
You can tell. You can
I'm
tell when
sorry.
the big fat
I
radio
noticed
DJ
you
doesn't
noticed. I'm
care.
just apologizing.
I saw it.
I noticed.
You know, like a
I
big fat
didn't
radio
mean to.
DJ, he sits behind his desk, and then one of his staff is doing their
What do
plug.
you got going
Yeah.
on?
So, hey, Billy the Stump Boy, tell us about you're gonna be down, helping your mom sell some of her Beanie Babies, right? Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna be. Nobody cares, Billy the intern.
I did. That's why I apologize. It was an accident. All right. Bye. Oh, what?
Bye bye.
Okay.
Oh, she did it.